Here in California, the beginning of a real effort to hold companies responsible and satisfy consumer demand for goods free from human trafficking.
I was an easy target.
Today, Flor Molina is on a mission. A decade ago in Mexico, she found herself in desperate circumstances and ended up becoming a victim of human trafficking.
After my baby passed away, I was really worried how to take care of my other children. I was working 2 jobs, cleaning houses and cooking in a restaurant.
A woman approached with an offer, she says, too good to pass up, a job in the United States. But Flor found herself in a Los Angeles sweatshop, sewing and working 17 hours a day, forced to live in the factory, she says, not allowed to speak to anyone.
If I didn't do what the person told me to do, I was punished. She pulled my hair, slapped me, pinched me, and pushed me.
One day, Flor was allowed to go to church, and she never looked back. State Senator Darrell Steinberg authored the law that goes into effect next year, trying to take a first step in shedding new light on the results of human trafficking.
We are often so isolated here, and we go about our daily lives, and consumers don't often stop to think what went into the making of the clothing that they're wearing or the good that they have purchased.
The law requires retailers and manufacturers who have $100 million in revenue and do business here in California to publicly disclose whether or not they have a plan to track the supply chain of the products they sell and make, to ensure that supply chain is free from trafficking or slave labor. If they don't publicly disclose it, they can face sanctions from the state attorney general. Many retailers already disclose their plans. Clothing manufacturer Patagonia believes transparency on trafficking appeals to its customer base. It's been posting supply chain information on its website for years.
Part of our mission as a company is to lead and examine life, and that means understanding where your product comes from, not from the point of design, but from the point of manufacturing, from the stitch line, from the moment that we actually pull a sewing machine out, all the way through to the point where a customer purchases that product.
So whether it's this shirt right here, these jackets over here, some of your popular winter fleeces, what do you do to ensure the integrity that trafficking is not involved in making these?
Well, it all starts with our own internal audits, and we have a social and environmental responsibility team that sits right with our production department, and they have full veto power of whether a product goes into production or not.
Nonprofit organizations who help trafficking victims say it's their experiences that have really helped push progress on the issue.
The most important thing about the supply chain bill in California is that it was very much informed by the survivors that we serve.
As one of those survivors, Flor remains determined to speak out and never live in fear again, even though she says her trafficker is still threatening her family.
For me, it's a commandment. It's something that I have to do. Because as I said before, there are a lot of people who are more afraid than I am.
Advocacy groups here in California say they hope the next step is a federal law, although they acknowledge it could take years to make that happen. Barbara Starr, CNN, Los Angeles.